Welcome back to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm Curtis Smith. Lee County Extension Service Master Gardener Shelley Morris Rice is here to give us some information about water gardening. You've got a water garden at home.
Yes, I do.
Even
Curtis.
a small business?
Yes, I do. And we have greenhouses, and we winter our water plants over the winter, and they're all conditioned for Lee County.
Okay.
So that makes it a little better.
So how do you prepare a plant during the winter to keep it from freezing?
Well, that's one of the biggest questions that we get, Curtis. And the first question that people always want to know is, what do I do with my water lily in the winter? And I brought one here to show you. Now, this doesn't look very pretty at all, but this is a dormant water lily. And what you do is you drop your water lilies to the bottom of your pond.
How deep is the pond?
Well, now that depends. Everybody has different ponds level, but is the deepest part of your pond is where you want to go with your lily.
And when water freezes at the top.
Exactly.
And so you want it out of that area.
Right, and down as low as possible, because that's telling your water lily it's winter, go to sleep.
So the cold water's on bottom,
right.
The ice is on top, and you want it down in that cold water to be dormant.
Exactly.
Again, it stays there all winter long.
Right, and then come spring, you want to raise your lilies back up to below the surface 6-8 inches, and
okay.
We use anything from cinder blocks to plastic pots, and turn them over and set your water lily on top of them.
Okay, so you've got a pot with a water lily in it. Is there soil in the pot?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and so this just regular potted plants, what it is, it grows underwater.
Exactly, and water lilies tend to grow out,
okay,
instead of down. So when it's time to start repotting your water lily, you'll see your pot getting...
I see it's oval shaped here. It's pushing
right.
this way on it.
Exactly.
And so it's growing, and so it's time to repot, or not quite?
Not quite. I'll probably let this one go for another year and then repot in the fall.
Okay, and when you repot, you mix up a special soil for it?
No, Curtis, you use good old yard soil.
Whatever's in the yard.
Not anything special. It doesn't want all those extra nutrients. It just plain old clay dirt is the best.
Clay would be the best. It likes good heavy soil.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to be in waterlogged condition. That
exactly.
doesn't bother it at all.
Exactly.
And what color is this one?
This is a pink one.
Ah, pink. And you know, water lilies are so pretty.
They are. And
people don't think of New Mexico as water garden country.
Well, we have so little water out here that we just crave the water. And, a water garden is one of the best ways in the whole world to put a little ambiance in your yard.
You know, even a water feature can be part of a xeriscape. It's
yes.
in the oasis aspect of the xeriscape, but the sound of falling water, the flowers that grow in the water and around the water are beautiful in the landscape and are very soothing. And so this is something that really does belong in our xeriscapes.
Well, and you'll be amazed when you put in a water feature how it'll attract the birds, frogs, butterflies. I have butterflies I've never seen before until I put my water garden in.
They come in for the water. And how much water does it take to have a water garden?
Not a whole lot. You have to check it about once a week to make sure that your water level is up. But water gardens are one of the least maintenance that you can do.
Really? And do you have to fertilize?
Yes, I fertilize about once a month with lily tabs.
Lily tabs. That's something you put in there with?
They're just a tablet, and you poke down in here. You can purchase them at most any local nursery.
Okay. So that's easy to do. They don't take much pruning.
No, they don't take much pruning.
They're easy to maintain. You may have some dead leaves that you clean up.
And we will, and like there'll be some roots that'll be coming out, and you might want to trim some of those off. But for the most part, they're pretty easy. The biggest problem with water lily is repotting it, and my family calls it sliming because it's pretty slimy. But other than that,
you want to have some water nearby to wash your hands in when you're done.
Exactly.
Do you have disease problems?
You'll get some aphids with your water lilies, and most of the time the best way to take care of them is just to wash them off. Water lily cannot stand any kind of a spray, any kind of insecticidal spray at all.
Okay, if you got frogs around, they're not going to like it either, so that works
right.
well together.
That's exactly.
Do you grow other plants with the water lilies in the pond?
We have all kinds of marginal plants that go with the lilies and add all kind of different textures and heights, which makes it nice in a pond.
And how about floating plants?
Absolutely. Most of your floaters will be tropical, but you can water them in a greenhouse, or most floaters aren't very expensive, and you can purchase them from a nursery for the next
Every year, it's like an annual in the water garden. And so that's pretty easy to do. It sounds like a good type of gardening. If you get carried away and get too much, you may be using too much water. But this is a good way to go.
Well, it's a real fun way to garden, and it'll bring more life into your garden than you can possibly believe.
Sounds good. Thank you, Shelley.
You bet.